Of course, somebody calls on the God. Don't think that I do not use my phone for the call. Anyway, hey y'all. Thank you so much for joining Carmela's Daughter group. I wanted to do a short video. Well, it's not going to be that short, but I wanted to do a video to explain why I created the group. And I'm multitasking right now, like listening to music, which I can turn off. And I am being forced to drink this concoction, child. I'll get to that in a second. So, thank you again for joining. And the purpose of the group is to be able to provide updates on how I'm going, what's going on as a transplant is progressing, so that you can communicate with each other, communicate with me, because there are going to be times when I'm not going to be able to communicate with anybody. But because my disease is that of, it has a very rare occurrence, PNH and aplastic anemia. Often, when I went online, I know as I was preparing for this transplant, it was very hard for me to find information about everything that was going through. Everything we found was on MDS or leukemia. And I mean, there's a lot of information out there, but for aplastic anemia and PNH patients specifically, we're rare. And so I am going to commit for them, for that group of us. My commitment is to make at least 60-second video every single day, video diary of how I'm feeling, what I'm taking, what's going on, so that this can help the next person behind me who is going through the same thing. I know how frustrated I was, how agitated I was, not being able to get the information I needed. So hopefully this will help somebody as they prepare for their transplant. Check out my new robe. Ooh, that girl is... As you can see, I can't fight. But it's Wonder Woman. How live is that? When I saw it, I was like, gotta have it. One click. Anyway, I am currently in the hospital. I was supposed to check into the hospital later this week, but there were complications over the weekend. No, not over the weekend. Last week that led me here. So, I was I went to the ER at another hospital, and they found out that I had excessive bleeding, and they couldn't stop it. I had to get 3 units of platelets, 2 units of blood. I went up to ICU. My heart wouldn't stop racing, and the pain was just... If you've ever had natural childbirth, think about feeling that way for 96 hours and no child. It was just bad. But today we have it under control right now, the pain and the bleeding we're working on. My little IV pole, which I don't know if you can see, but I'll try to let you see it. There you go. I am on magnesium right now, magnesium and some antibiotic to take care of the infection in the blood that was really bad. And I have the privilege of drinking Arnold Palmer contrast. It's peach and lemonade, and this is the contrast, and you just mix it in to it, and you make a drink, and you have to drink this shit. You have to drink this stuff within 2 hours, and then they're going to come take me down to CT and get a CT scan of my abdomen and of my pelvis, because we want to make sure that the emergency surgery that is planned tomorrow, they know where everything is and what they exactly have to do, because surgery is very high risk right now, considering I start my process on Friday. So, yeah, that's that. I am here with my people in Methodist, my bone marrow team in Houston Methodist Medical Center, and they are awesome, and I love them, and that's that. Okay, so what does my day look like right now? So right now I am on several medications. All the medications that I was on at home, I am still on here. The antibiotics have been added to take care of the blood infection. The pain medication has been added to help handle the pain. They don't want me to let my threshold for pain is, I have 4 children naturally, so I can handle pain, but they don't want me to handle pain. So anything that's over 3 or 4, they want me to let them know. Anything over 5 or 6, they're medicating me for. So that's my day. I've been down for x-rays today. It's just a bunch of stuff going on. So the move-in day got pushed up to yesterday actually. The only thing that sucks about me being here a couple of days early and having to go through emergency surgery tomorrow is that I had a week of stuff planned to do with the kids, and we're not going to be able to do that, and that sucks. My 2 oldest will be able to come and visit, but this unit does not allow children 14 and under to visit, so I won't see my little people until I'm home in about 100 days. I'll see them on FaceTime. Okay, didn't make this to be all like that. Okay, I'm good. All right, so I'm gonna be sipping this Armour contrast. This shit is disgusting. So, what to expect? Okay, I'm going, my doctor and the BMT team has decided to go through with the SAMUD conditioning regimen. That means on Friday morning, I have a port. This has been here since I was diagnosed in January 2010. I was diagnosed in January 2010 with aplastic anemia, and they're going to take this out, and then they're going to put another one here. And as you can see, I am marked up all over my body with marks where the radiation is going to go. So it's a lot to digest. I'm up here chilling by myself, so it's a lot. Okay, so I was diagnosed with PNAA, aplastic anemia, in January 10. I went through ATG, Rabbit. It was very successful. I was able to return back to work and travel everywhere. Me and my best friends, we went all over the country, and I was doing good. And then in about 2012, I believe, I ended up, June 2012, I know exactly when it was, June 2012, I ended up going back on all medications, cyclosporin, all of them. Cyclosporin, the antifungal, biotic, viral, all of the medicines, the nausea medication. I had to go back on everything because my counts began to dip quickly, and they couldn't understand why they were dipping. And that was in 2012. And I have since been on medication, cyclosporin, everything, since 2012. I was diagnosed with PNH while I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, who is 3. My PNH clone is 53%. PNH means that first of all, aplastic anemia means that when your bone marrow, it creates 3 lines for you. It creates your white blood cells, which fight off infections. It creates your red blood cells, which delivers oxygen throughout the body, the brain, the heart, etc. And it creates your platelets, which clot off and stop you from bleeding to death if you get cut or nicked anywhere or hit something. So with me having aplastic anemia, my bone marrow wasn't doing any of that. Then I was diagnosed with PNH while pregnant with my daughter. And PNH means that whenever I do make, red blood cells, they clone the cells and they come into this big ball and destroy the cells faster. So I never get the benefit of the little bit of red blood cells that I make. So once I was diagnosed with my daughter, with PNH with my daughter, we did a watch and wait for about a year because I didn't want to do anything I was on enough medicines, and I thought, you know, I've had it this long. Let's watch and see. Well, in 2016, my body was just tired, and I was stressed out, and I was unhappy and depressed. And stress is one of the #1 causes of illness. If you didn't know that, you know it now. And if you already have an illness, it compounds the illness 10 times. So take care of yourself if you don't know that already. I'm sure you do, but just in case you don't. So in 2016, I began Solaris, which is a chemo class drug, and I take it every 2 weeks. And that was to maintain the clone. The clone is not shrinking. The clone is not growing. I'm just not responding to the medication. I am totally dependent upon blood transfusions and platelets every week. I'm still on steroids. I'm tired. To be honest, I'm tired. So this has been a long journey towards transplant, and I'm very happy that we are finally almost there. So what's going to happen over the next couple of days is this port is going to be removed, surgically removed. I'm going to be under, tomorrow I'm going to go under general anesthesia and have surgery. And that's going to be a short surgery, I hope. But it is to help me with my excessive bleeding, because we can't stop it with all the, they have me on hormones and steroids. I'm about to lose it. So they're going to try to stop the bleeding surgically. Then I'm going to recover for a day, and then they're going to take this out surgically under anesthesia, and then they're going to put a port up here in my chest, and it's going to be a 3-pronged port so that they can access and put chemo or take blood out or give blood, whatever I might need. All right. I'm going to be under the SAMUD, SAAMUD, I believe is the way you spell it, regimen. That's what my doctors at here at Methodist under the Baylor Cell and Gene Therapy team have decided. So I'm going to have 4 days of chemotherapy, Cytoxin, and I'll tell you on the days when I'm having them what they are, because I don't remember them right now. But it's 3 chemos for 4 days, and then my body rests. And then I take radiation for 2 days, total body radiation, and then my body rests. And then we get the cells on my new rebirth day. I'm gonna be a Virgo. I can't wait. What they have told me to expect right now, I'm already getting magnesium. As I'm going through this process, it is stripping the minerals from my body. I'm unable to eat any fresh fruits or vegetables or anything that's just not cooked, basically. So a lot of the things that I love to eat, avocado, tomato, okra, stuff like that, I can't eat it right now. Apples, can't eat it right now. So I can't have my brownies and my medium pizza every day either. So I guess that's a good thing. I start on Friday. So again, this was a very long video, just giving background and information, but I want to take a time to say thank you so much to everybody for your love and your support and your prayers and your texts and your calls that I don't answer. So you leave a voicemail, which I eventually answer. It's been a very long ride. 7 years ago, they didn't know what was wrong with me or if I was going to make it. And when I went into the emergency room on Friday, the doctor once again said, "Girl, how are you alive?" I don't love it when they say it, no, but it tickles me when they say that, because I have no choice but to go forward. I don't have no choice. I can't check out. I can't shut down. I can't stop. I got babies at home. And it's just me with them babies. And my baby, Nico, everybody he loves leaves him. I can't leave him. I gotta do everything in my power to make it back to him and the rest of them. So I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with or the best friend in the world. Sometimes I suck. But the fact that y'all still love me and you still check on me and you listen to me ramble when I'm scared or when I'm lonely, that means the world to me. Fuck that, I'm a G. I don't know why everything that is happening had to happen this way. I would have never in a million years wrote it out like this. But anyway, it's happening. I got this. Kick Aplastic Anemia's ass. And I'm gonna make PNH my bitch. I'm gonna make chemo look sexy. And we're gonna have fun going through this. It don't have to be the end of my life. This ain't it. It's the end of this chapter.